This is The Real Deal, where we answer your real estate related questions, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for sending your questions in, and I will get back to every single one of you in some way or other and perhaps answer your question right here. Today's question, an absolute cracker from Simon from Belmont. Now Simon's asked me, how do I know that the first offer is my best offer? Well, number one, I'd like to say, let's hope you trust your agent enough to know that it is your best offer, but there's another way to gauge this. I would like to suggest it's based on how long you've been actually on the market, or in the market, I should say. And number two, I'd also like to know how many people have physically come to your open home or viewed it online, because that certainly will give you a greater understanding as to whether enough people have viewed your property and either decided to not buy it, or it's not good enough for them, or perhaps not even bothered coming through to an open home, okay? So you've been on the market for 2 weeks, say you've had 4 groups through and an offer comes in and the property's been promoted enough, chances are it's probably too high or too niche to appeal to many people, and then possibly that could be your best offer. Now, if the property has been on the market, say for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or even longer, and you've had more than 20 people through, I would like to say also that it probably is going to be your best offer. I've seen too often in my 15 years of real estate, many people ambitiously hope for a number that just isn't there, and they're on the market, they knock back offers because they're too stubborn and hot-headed, or just refuse to listen. And we explain, hey, we did tell you that it was worth this. We have given you recent evidence. This one sold down the road. This is a good offer. You should seriously consider it. But ultimately, it's always the seller's choice. But how often have I seen people knock back a pretty reasonable offer only to wish a couple of months later that they'd taken that offer? It's a really, really common mistake that so many people make, and that's why that little saying crept in: your first offer is your best offer. So please, whenever you get an offer, don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater. Have a good look at it. If it's close to fair, it's definitely worth negotiating and making sure that we can get it together. And if it's just ridiculous and you just can't make it work, and you've been on the market for quite a long time, perhaps it's best to consider your options. Maybe put the property into the rent roll, turn it into a rental, or just stay there, because you basically just bought the property back yourself because you're the highest bidder. Nobody sees value where you see your value, and maybe you're just not meant to sell it yet. You'll have to wait for the next boom market, perhaps. If you're not getting the price you want in this market, there is a problem with your price. That's all I'm going to say, but I do look forward to seeing you at an open home, and I also look forward to seeing you next week on The Real Deal.